So we've officially entered the spooky season of October, and I am ecstatic. I absolutely love Halloween. It's my favourite season of all time. So I took this chance to talk about one of my favourite TV shows of all time, Goosebumps. Goosebumps aired back in the late 90s and premiered on Fox Kids. It was beautiful. It's a show about usually two kids, a boy and a girl, going up against the monster of the week, whether that's a werewolf, a vampire, or a living dummy. It was great. It was camp, it was cheesy, and it was authentic. It had great practical effects, some not so great CGI, but as for the time, that's your part for the course.
Goosebumps books, where the terror began and the screams go on forever.
It was one of my favourite shows growing up and inspired me in so many ways. It got me into horror and it got me into television shows. Just like Shaun of the Dead did with movies, this was that for TV. And I loved it. The TV show actually wasn't the first, presentation of this. It first started off as a book series written by R.L. Stine. The books were so successful and sold so well, becoming the #1 children's books in the world. So of course they made that into a TV show, and I'd say the TV show is better than the books. And yes, I've read some of the books, and yet they don't hold a candle to the TV show. Even though the TV show sticks so closely to them, like you just can't. Like you read the books and you get this image in your head, and it's great, and then you watch a TV show and it's completely different but the same, and it's just better. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's fantastic. I'm so glad they went with the direction they did. They took it seriously, but they also kept the camp, and that works all the better for it.
It's about to get a Goosebumps Kids Pack! Yay!
Almost there.
Hey, this isn't the right way!
Well, Scarecrow Steve says it is.
He's no scarecrow!
R.L. Stine, the writer of the book, even appeared in the TV show on several occasions, usually to present an episode and then to end off the episode. These were few and far between, and I'm really sad because I wish we would have got more. He brings such a creepy vibe and atmosphere to it, usually being in a dungeon or a basement, and it's fantastic to see it. I wish he would have been in more, but I'm guessing him being used sparingly is what really left the impression on me. So, swings and roundabouts, you got to take what you get. It was great. Much better than the god-awful performance by Jack Black in these god-awful Goosebumps movies of recent years. Now, no hate to Jack Black. I like the actor. I think he's a good actor. But he does play Jack Black in everything. And in those films, he does work as R.L. Stine, but he will never be R.L. Stine. I don't look at him and think R.L. Stine. I look at him and think, yeah, Jack Black, funny, comfy panda man. Back in the day, everybody I knew in school was obsessed with this show, and I was no exception. It is still, to this day, one of the best things I've ever watched. I just love how charming it is. Like, some of the stories, granted, they can be a bit, ridiculous, like an evil sponge, but they just pull it off in such a unique way and makes it interesting to watch. So, not every episode, though, I will admit, works. Some episodes are just, mid. But the episodes where they really work, they really fucking work. So you got episodes like Don't Go Into the Basement, one of the best of all time. And Night in Terror Tower, again, one of the best. It's so creepy. The atmosphere, the set design. Oh my god, the set design for so many of these were shot on locations. Great. Adds so much depth to it. And I know this was like common back then, but they did it the best. Like, there's no competition. They done it the best. There was a lot of other shows very similar to this, like Don't Be Scared of the Dark. And yeah, Goosebumps just done it the best. They triumphed as the king of kids' horror.
The KFC. Now get 4 Goosebumps books for just $1.99 each with any purchase, including the mega meal. There's so much food, it's scary.
Recently, a new version of Goosebumps, the TV series, aired on Disney Plus, and yeah, it was dark, gritty, and boring. It was like so boring and so stupid. The characters idiotic, the storylines just pathetic. It was a bad watch. Did not enjoy it. Maybe a few moments here and there shine through, but overall, it was just such a bad watch, and it can never compete with the original, which is, in my opinion, goated. Like, this show, like if it inspired me so much, just think how many other people were inspired by it. Like, this show was amazing. Everything about it was just, I keep coming back to the word, authentic. It was great.
But, what are you, a motorboat? Talk to me man to man.
In recent years, we've seen TV shows get these massive budgets, like on Netflix and Disney Plus, and Goosebumps clearly did not have a big budget. Like, you can tell this was made on the cheap. The acting is, for the most part, pretty cringy, but again, it's charming, it's likable. But you can tell these are not big actors, and these were not, big budget episodes. And it works all the better for it because these costumes they used, they went hard with. Like, these are clearly budgeted costumes, and they look so damn good. Like, the design for Slappy, the doll, looks incredible. Like, he looks fantastic. The prop is amazing. The costume for the werewolf, again, great. It looks so good. Like, you can tell they are costumes, but they just look great. Obviously, Slappy isn't a costume, it's a prop. But, same kind of thing. The haunted mask, the design that went into it looks so great, and it really does pop off the screen as being so creepy. Like, Goosebumps is unmatched, in my opinion, in children horror. Again, for this kind of element. They they've done it better than everyone else. And, you've got to take your hat off all these years later. You can still sit down and watch it. And yeah, you can notice some flaws and some little problems here and there. And you can nitpick it if you want. But overall, this is a great show.
Now, Mask, all day we've seen creatures that can growl, groan, moan, and howl and haunt. But I want you to show me something that's going to crack my timber!
I always adored when kids' cartoons and kids' shows took on the creepy atmosphere of like a horror, because to me it's treating the audience more adult, so it feels more taboo. So when you're like 5 years old or something and you're watching Goosebumps and it's genuinely scaring you and your like brother and even your mum jumping a little bit because it's actually freaky, like, then you're doing something right. Being scared is one of the highlights of my life. I absolutely love horror films, as you'll learn within this channel. Like, they are my comfort films, and I blame Goosebumps for all of that. Like, Goosebumps definitely traumatized me, but in the best way. It made me dependent on horror. I love horror in everything, and I love it when it's taken seriously with a little bit of camp, because yeah, to me, life is camp in general, just like the original Spider-Man trilogy by Sam Raimi. They're camp, and they feel more authentic to me than something like The Dark Knight, which is supposed to be super realistic, because real life is camp, and that's what Goosebumps excels at. Goosebumps is a TV show that will never ever be able to be replicated today. It is soaked in 90s goodness, and it's delicious. Like, you could not make a sequel series to this show and have it be anywhere near as good. Okay, so like in recent years we've had something like Dead Time Stories, which try to capture the same feeling of it, and I loved that show as a kid. I don't know how it holds up now. I was about 12 when that came out, I think. Something like that. And I used to watch it religiously when it was on CITV in the UK, and it was great. However, I don't know if it holds up still, but Goosebumps aired on Jetix in the UK, and for people in America who don't know what Jetix is, because I'm not sure if you even had that over there, it's essentially the Fox Kids network of the UK. And yeah, Goosebumps was massive on that channel. Like, people loved it. And yeah, I personally think you'll never be able to recapture that authenticity. Like, that is so drenched in the times, in the decade, and it's just like lightning in a bottle. You will not be able to catch that again and get the feeling. However, I do believe that a new Goosebumps inspired by the 90s could work, and it would work a lot better than that boring, bleak, blank nothingness we got off Disney Plus. Make it fun, make it camp, and make it sincere, and then you will have a hit show on your hands again. That's how you do Goosebumps justice. One thing I failed to mention in this video yet, and I don't know how I've forgot about it, because it's simply probably the best part of this entire show, and that is the theme song. This theme song kicks so much ass. It's so great. I love it to bits. Every single thing about it, from the opening set piece of that guy on the hill with a briefcase, to it opening and going off into the town, and then the dog barking. And if you've seen the theme song, you know exactly what I'm on about. It's great. The tune that they play with it, dun 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 dun, like, it's so good. Everybody knows it. It's a classic. Perfectly summing up the show, this theme song has stuck rent-free in my head for the past 20 years. It's not been topped in my mind. This is probably my favourite theme song of all time. Maybe next to Spectacular Spider-Man, because that is a certified banger. But yeah, this theme song's great. Everybody knows that it's creepy, it's atmospheric, it perfectly sets it up, and it has some new shots in there, like the shot of the guy on the hill, as I mentioned before, as he looks over this new town, his briefcase opens, the G from the Goosebumps logo flies out and goes around the town, changing things, changing the sign, the lady on the sign, to an angry cross face, making the dog's eyes glow yellow, and he starts, you hear a barking noise in the background. Like, they didn't have to do that, they did, and it's so much effort and dedication to show they really had faith in this show. And this theme song is a 10 out of 10, just like the rest of the show. Can't believe I actually get to talk about it on YouTube, because this is great.
Headmaker, create 4 hideous heads from the chilling tales of R.L. Stein, or eye-popping creations from your imagination that drip and drool.
I've got a runny nose.
Talk about gross.
One of the best things I've noticed about this show is that you can have such simple, kind of throwaway filler type episodes in a season and then still turn out great. An example of this, recently I watched The Headless Ghost, and I put it on not thinking anything of it. I don't really remember what the episode was about, obviously a headless ghost, but I don't really remember anything specific about the episode. I don't remember liking it, so in my mind it was just one of the boring throwaway episodes. I put it on and I was so wrong. This episode was great. The story about these 2 kids sneaking into this haunted house and trying to find the head of a ghost. It sounds silly, it is silly. Honestly, the story isn't what grabs you in, it's the acting from all 3 of the ghosts. Mild spoilers for a very old show. It turns out that there's actually 3 ghosts, and the guy who gives tours in the house is in fact a ghost as well, and the kid that snuck them into the house in the first place is also a ghost. His acting, while over the top, was fantastic. He was so cocky, so arrogant, and just so smug, and you could just tell the actor was having so much fun. Every moment he was on screen I loved. It took this fairly decent atmospheric but bland episode and just elevated it to the next level. I was in love with it. And then you get the reveal, again spoilers, you get the reveal that the tour guide is in fact a ghost as well, and he just hams it up, screaming and everything, and just going full on Scooby-Doo cartoon ghost, and it was something so surreal. It was great, and it just really made the episode for me. But for every sunrise that is Goosebumps, there is a dark cloud lingering somewhere in the distance. And Goosebumps does have a few of these, but one specific one I watched recently I want to point out is it came from beneath the kitchen sink. Oh my god, I can't defend this episode. It's about an evil sponge thing with teeth. The acting throughout is terrible. It just is. I know you shouldn't call kids out for it, but come on, Goosebumps is not known for its Christopher Nolan type acting. It's known for its cheesy, hammy acting, but usually there's a charm to it. This one had no charm. It was just a hard watch. It really was. It felt like a shitty kind of parody version of itself. I think this episode is what people think Goosebumps is, just by describing it. Kids horror. This is what they get in their mind, because this is just hard to sit through. The plot was boring. The acting was atrocious. The CGI was god-awful. And it's just, the pacing was pretty good. I'll give them that. It was differently paced to some of the other episodes, and it flowed pretty nicely. But yeah, it was just a hard watch. It was miserable, and it was a really bad experience. Probably not going to return to this episode in the future, because it really does leave a sour taste in your mouth. But yeah, that's one example of a bad Goosebumps episode, because they do exist, far and few between. So it's not something that can really take away from the experience of the show as a whole.
What a relief. I thought the cat got stuck in the dishwasher.
So in this video, I've kind of broken down the overall themes of Goosebumps, the atmosphere, what I love about the show as a whole, and some specific instances like episodes and stuff. And, talked about the things that really hooked me in as a viewer and what this show really means to me. This video was just a general retrospective of the entire show. I do hope to make some more Goosebumps related videos in the future. I really want to talk about specific episodes, break them down, do some reviews, do maybe a top 5 favourite episodes, or even just review each season, a season 1 review, season 2 review. I really hope to get that out soon. Probably won't be straight away, but I do hope to work on it straight away and kind of get them videos rolling. I apologise for some of the audio. I'm quite brand new to this channel and to the site, so still getting my feet and my bearings. Hope to invest in a new microphone soon so I can get better audio for everyone. But yeah, hope you enjoyed and have a happy Halloween.
Dorcas, Porcus, Porcus, Malorcus, Baboom! What
have you done? I'm black and white, stupid! Don't you know that dogs are colorblind?
We didn't mention that.